It's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share a fabulous tutorial. I'm super excited to share with you how to make these planner pencil pouches. They also work great as bookmarks. You don't have to use it for a planner or a journal. They make the best bookmarks, and you can put a regular pen or pencil. You could also have a highlighter. There are actually two little pen pockets here. They have elastic on the back, so they can stretch and work with quite a variety of different sizes. I make them with scraps. This one is probably for a girl or a woman, but I've been also making them with the Moda chambray and really loving that this is a more masculine look if you're looking for gifts for guys or men in your life. So I'm super excited. This was actually a project that was created by Tammy Vanderschmidt and Don Carnell for the Motivation Shop Owners Retreat in June 2024. And I learned about the project there, and I have since made dozens and dozens and dozens, actually probably over 100 now of these for gifts. And super excited that Moda agreed to let me share this tutorial. And not only that, Moda has a free PDF for you that you can download and print it off and just start making your own pencil planner pouches. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I am super excited to share a tutorial with you today for these planner pencil pouches. They do have elastic on the back. I'm going to talk all about that. And we do have a free pattern for you to download from Moda Fabrics. So we'll have the link for that in the description. Okay, so aside from some scrap fabrics, you are also going to need some elastic, and I love this fold-over elastic from byannie.com. It comes in a variety of colors. You can see I used the red for this one. There's a navy that worked out really well for the chambray, but I have a lot of the colors. Yellow, green, there's a taupe, a white, kind of a hot pinkish, an orangey coral, I would say. Some other shades of blue. This one, I don't know if she makes this color anymore. I have not been able to find it on the website, but I bought this quite a while ago and I'm saving it. I love this color. I also have some more navy here. And I think there are a couple colors that I ran out of as I've been doing all the sewing. I was using this teal a lot when I was making these with strawberry lemonade scraps, and so I ended up just buying a large roll of this elastic. But you can buy small little packages or the big rolls. Anyway, it's fabulous. Another thing that you'll want is some interfacing. The pattern calls for this, which is Pellon sew-in stabilizer. So it's kind of a medium weight. I wouldn't call it a heavy weight. It's not fusible. I did end up using some Shape Flex Pellon 101 on some of these fusible, and it worked fine too. So basically fabric scraps, your stabilizer, and your fold-over elastic. Okay, let's get started. You're going to start out and you're going to cut your fold-over elastic at 9 inches long. And then you are going to cut 2 pieces of fabric, 3 inches by 9 inches. That will be for the front and the back of your project. And then you need a 3 inch by 10 inch, and that's for the pocket. So with this one, you can see that I mixed up the fabrics. I used a contrast fabric for my pocket from that fabric. And you can also do a third fabric on the back if you want. The front and the back do not have to match. So for this one, I actually used 3 different fabrics. Whatever works with your scraps, you can do. You will need, from the stabilizer for each planner pencil pouch, 1 3 inch by 5 inch piece and 1 3 inch by 9 inch piece. Now I will tell you that these two, I actually used the Shape Flex on them, and I stabilized the front and the back. So I actually used 2 different 3x9s and fused it for some of them, but you really only need one. I feel like the Shape Flex is a little bit lighter. So since this is a little bit heavier, just one is fine. But yeah, if you are using the Shape Flex, I feel like two gives it just a little bit more body. Okay, so your first step is going to be to either fuse the 3x5 to the inside, the wrong side of the 3x10 piece, or if you're just using the sew in, you just kind of set it there and fold this over. You're going to take this over to your ironing board and iron it really well, and then take it to your sewing machine and just sew a nice little 1/4 inch seam. I've got this one where you can see that I sewed that little 1/4 inch seam right across there. Next, you're going to layer your interfacing, your front of your pencil pouch, and this piece that you can kind of pretend like that's been ironed and sewn for a second. And you're going to sew a seam down the middle to make the 2 pockets to hold your pens. And so this I already do have stepped out. So you can see I had my interfacing, my front, and then I sewed this seam. Since this is 3 inches wide, you're just going to sew 1.5 inches away from the edge or right down the middle. So that's going to give you the 2 pockets to put your pen or pencils in when you're all ready to go. Okay, so you've got this just like that. Your next step is to put your fold over elastic right side down. So this is the wrong side, and I line up the middle of the elastic with that seam line, and at the top I usually just use the lines on my mat and get it right there, just so that it's just kind of straight down the middle. And then we're going to put this other piece, which is your back piece. So you're going to put the back piece on there right side down. And I just like to use Wonder Clips to hold that together. And I've actually been, chain piecing a lot of these. I've been making 5, 10 at a time. And I just use 4 clips for each one. I clip the bottom and the top, and then I put a clip somewhere near, oh, I didn't catch the bottom there, somewhere near where my pocket is. And then I just kind of get these all ready to go and take them over to my sewing machine. Okay, your next step is to sew, and I've got a red one here, red and pink, to show you for the example. But what I do is I start right about here, and I sew in 1/4 inch, and you can see right there I've sewn in 1/4 inch, go to the end about 1/4 inch, and I just sew 1/4 inch all the way around, and I come back in and take that back out to the edge. So I've got about a good 3 inch opening for turning, but the entire opening is above the top of the pocket. So make sure that that opening is above the top of the pocket. And now you're ready to get it trimmed and ready to turn. Okay, I went and grabbed a couple other tools that are really helpful. A nice sharp pair of scissors and something for turning. I love that purple thing. This is like a $2.99, $3 tool, something like that. Definitely $5 price range retail. And it works great for turning things out. What you're going to do is you are going to just trim these corners. I just like to go diagonally on all 4 corners. And then I also trim kind of the extra bulk from the top and the bottom, being careful not to go over my stitching lines. So I just trim the top and the bottom. The other thing I like to do at this point before I start turning it inside out is make sure that I did catch my elastic fully in that seam at the top and at the bottom, and I did. This one has a white fold over elastic. Okay, so at this point, you're ready to start turning it inside out. And I just really basically just turn it inside out, and you just kind of work that through. Once you get it to where it's mostly turned inside out, that is where this nifty little tool comes into place, and you can push out your corners. You do have to be a little bit careful. This will poke right through that seam. So be mindful of the seam. Sometimes I will use the square end. It's less likely to poke through, it seems like. But I just kind of get everything really nice and turned. Okay, and I've got one actually that's all the way turned out. I'm probably gonna pull that out and just use that one. Okay, so once you get it turned out, I always finger press it. Those edges that you showed should easily fold under. And I will actually just kind of put like a wonder clip there and there, and I will take that over to my ironing board and I will give it a really nice press. Okay, so here's another one. So I've got this one, I've got it over to the ironing board. It's nice and pressed. It looks beautiful. I don't touch the iron to this fold over elastic. It is polyester, and I feel like I have my iron on a high setting, so I always press it from the front. You'll notice here's the opening, and what you're going to do next is you're going to sew 1/8 of an inch around, all the way around the bookmark, and that will enclose this in. So if we take this one off and compare it, you'll see that I've got this other line of stitching where I've sewed all the way around and I've closed up that opening. And that is actually it. Your bookmark, your planner pencil pouch is done. It's ready to be gifted. I always give it with a book or a notepad so that I can kind of explain to people what it is. They might not know what it is if you just gave them this. But anyway, this is a fantastic gift. Perfect way to use your scraps. Great gift for the upcoming holiday season. Before I finish, I just want to give a thank you to Moda for letting me share this tutorial, and also let you know that this pattern was designed in conjunction with Tammy Vonderschmidt and Dawn Cornell, two extremely creative ladies that I'm proud to have as my friends. Just love this little design they came up with for that motivation event, and hope you will enjoy making it too. Okay, so that's it for the planner pencil pouch tutorial, aka bookmark pencil pouch. I hope you will enjoy making it. I have really enjoyed this. It's a great gift idea. It's super useful, and anyone can make these. I feel like you could even do this project with teenagers and older kids that are into sewing. Just super great project where you can teach a lot of different techniques. And again, I hope you'll make them. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, share the video with a friend, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.